Hi, Haley.
Hi.
Okay, awesome. So, last time on break, we had just finished the match, or we're partway through the match. Remind me.
We were partway through. I think we got through the
Yes.
first two match games, maybe not even.
Yeah, we got through the opener and we got through Look at Me Now.
Yes, that was it.
Okay, so we need Carmen and Prim to do match games still.
Yes.
So it would be super important if the rest of y'all were actually in the Roll20 for this, actually.
I'm working on it.
I'm here.
Yeah, Katrina's in, but we need Prim, at least.
Launching game.
Tony doesn't actually have to be in the Roll20 because Tony's already played, but
Cool.
it would be neat to have him in there so that he knows what's going on.
I'm here.
Awesome.
I made it.
Everyone's here.
I have arrived.
Should have done this before we went live, but it's midterms week. I'm burned out. Whatever.
Fuck it is.
Yeah. I had to. None of my classes actually in my program have midterm exams, except I was an idiot and took a class outside my program to try and enrich myself. And it has a midterm exam, so fuck me.
I
Yeah.
hope you feel enriched.
I do not. I had to answer stupid questions I shouldn't have had to memorize about, like, relative humidity levels to preserve different types of media in a museum setting. And, like...
That seems helpful.
It is helpful, but, like, if
if
I end up working in a museum job, I'm going to learn that on the job, or I can look it up.
Mm-hmm.
We can put it on your resume, and they'll hire you without even.
I'm unlikely to work in a museum setting. Like I said, this is enriching myself. This is the least important class of my degree. There was also very little. I shouldn't rant about this. Let's not waste time.
My question is, these four that are out here, the opener, One Last Chance, Final Moments, and At All Cost, are we going to... We already played the opener, but are we going to play the other three at some point, or...
So, it would help if I had the rulebook open to remind myself about this. I'm pretty sure that One Last Chance and Final Moments only come into play at the end.
Right, so these three are ones that possibly Ash would be using. Right?
No. They're
at the end, like, of the...
At the end of the game.
Okay.
So... Just a sec.
Oh, maybe we play One Last Chance if we're tied. If like the...
Yeah, if there's a tie, it's the tiebreaker to figure out who wins.
But right now, we have 1 point, and we have the momentum.
Yes. So, my PDF is taking a minute to actually open, because I don't know why.
I draw
so,
on here.
Give it a second. So, there we go. Okay, yeah. So Final Moments happens after your match game and Ash's match game. Or if we're tied, One Last Chance happens. The At All Cost thing, you can choose... See, if you zoom in on At All Cost, it says... You may choose to play this game immediately after losing your player match game. So if Tony had lost, he could choose to play it. Or if you lose, you can choose to play it. or if Ash loses, they can choose to play it.
Okay, I see.
This is the only time you may play it. It is worth 1 point. So because you chose to unlock it in collaboration, it is available. So it's basically what At All Cost does. We will flip this card. You're pushing yourself to the next level to continue in some way. Like, because you just lost this section, but like you're pushing yourself harder to like, no, this will not stand, sort of thing. It's a dramatic moment, like you're taking your resolve to the next level. It's a combo break moment. Since this is sports anime, or Persona in our case. Alright, so let me get the... What is this card out? So, I know these over here are the discards, and this is the match game. What is this random card out here doing? Yeah, I have no idea what that is. We're just going to discard it. Anyway.
I think those were all my cards from last time. Maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Or some other nonsense. Who cares?
Yeah, because there are some games where when we draw, it's like if we draw a certain suit, so we have to have a discard.
Yeah.
In case we've... Yeah.
Alright, well... Alright, match games. Alright, and I need to get the list out. Why is this so slow? Sorry. There we go. Okay, look at me on my own, off my game. Alright, here are the match games. I'm just going to put them all out. Go ahead and pick one. Yeah, the ones that are listed in the doc for being team games aren't here. So I think Haley set us up with the deck to only have the ones we're supposed to use. So
cool.
I'm just
Thanks,
putting the full,
Haley.
I'm just putting the full deck out. So yeah. Pick whichever one you want to use, Carmen. You're muted, Katrina.
I kind of want to try Gossip Whirl or Mind Games.
Gossip Whirl or Mind Games?
These just the ones that are purple and green look new, and so I don't know if they've been used a lot in playtests yet. So I have never seen them before.
Mind Games. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Either one of those is fine.
How do I get to look at what's on the other side before I choose?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can if you want.
I might try Gossip Whirl, I think, later in the game. Like next match, it could be fun. Because it's definitely about, like, we don't really have very many rumors right now.
Yeah. All right.
But that could be cool. So I'm gonna go with Mind Games.
Okay, let's get Mind Games a little bit larger so people can read it properly. Okay. The quicker path to victory requires a different kind of prowess. Play to find out, can you get in your rival's head? In focus are you and a rival. For setup, you choose a rival. Why are you always in each other's heads?
I'm probably gonna go with Hana on this one, just because that's who Carmen is focused on.
I can't be your rival, I'm your crush.
You can be my rival in this game. So yeah, I don't know if Carmen doesn't know if she's in Hana's head, but she wants to be. So I think that she is going to sort of like challenge Hana.
Okay.
So.
All right. So Hana has to answer. Why do you think you'll come out on top? And now, just a second. I am noticing something. I just checked the doc since you're centering Hana so much. The facilitator, for the rules of this playtest, the facilitator doesn't choose a match game if I'm playing a character, but I do get to choose a match moment if I want. So we are going to fit that in somewhere at some point, depending on how this goes. Just wanted to put that out there since Hana was part of Tony's game last session. Like, y'all are kind of obsessed with me. Alright, anyway. Why do you think you'll come out on top? Well, that's kind of simple. I'm better than you. That's why I left for this other team. It's not complicated.
Play. The game is played one round at a time. Rounds will highlight the
Oh my
different
God.
mind games you play throughout the match. High cards win. Win the round. Players bid on how many rounds they believe they can win. If the player who bids the highest succeeds, they win the point.
I love that you got so mad you started reading my thing.
Aren't I supposed to read the cards since it's my match game?
You can if you want. I was all poised and ready to read it since I'm the facilitator. It's just like you looked so in character mad, and then you got it.
Carmen just was like, "Stop being hot. I need to focus on the game." Extremely useless lesbian.
Okay. Oh, this is interesting. The rival draws 4 cards into your hand. I hadn't considered myself as having a hand.
You get to have one in this match.
I have hand. It's like a Seinfeld
Okay.
moment. So fitting for this game. I
How
have hand.
okay, you just hover over it and draw. Draw. And then it goes into your hand, right? No.
I
think you're supposed to be it's supposed to be like hidden.
Oh shit.
Because we have to bid
Well,
on how many we can win.
it's hard because like it's just like a little tiny thing for me.
But I don't know
It says click to draw, drag to deal.
Oh, okay. Click to draw, drag to deal. So you draw your 4 first, and then I
Alright,
draw
so
4
let's
plus whatever spirit.
discard these
So if you
two.
mouse over, you will see a draw
Yeah.
button, and that will give you draw how many.
Yeah, but that draws them into my hand, and then I think I can see them.
You don't.
You are supposed to see them.
You also don't have to look at them if they're in your hand.
I think I can see them.
You are supposed to be able to see them if they're in your hand. Why would you not be
Yeah.
able?
That could be. I don't know.
That-
Maybe that's a
It wouldn't make sense for you not to be able to see stuff that's in your hand.
right. They are. I played another game in my previous game of Fight with Spirit where it was like a blackjack game that really like amped up the pressure of like what's going to be the next card. So maybe that's a good little bit of feedback
All right, draw.
to say whether or not we're supposed to look at the cards when we draw them, or if they're, draw them and don't look at them, or whatever. But I'm not sure how you would easily like put that on the card, put that on the game card.
Okay.
So do you have your cards?
Yes, I have my cards. Go
Okay.
ahead.
And I am drawing these.
So you have to click on. So you hover over the deck. You click on deal, and then you get the option to.
You have a deal button.
Oh, okay. I will.
Drag
I will.
to deal.
No, I will deal you your cards, and
Okay.
I won't be able to see them.
Okay. And then they'll be like
you
on
can
the thing.
you can
in front of
spend
me.
spirit on this if you have it.
Yeah, I'm going to because I
All right.
got
How
it.
much spirit are you spending?
I've only got the one, so.
So you get 5 cards.
But then, how does that work?
You get an extra
I
card.
need to read the rest of the thing.
Oh, it says trying to draw a deck with. Okay, you need more cards.
Hmm.
Oh, because we're out of cards because of the discard.
I think
pile.
we shuffle the discard and it goes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Oh, I don't know how to do that without recalling all the cards on the field.
That is an issue. I think we do have to recall all the. Oh no, we can recall the ones on the table only.
Okay, good. Okay.
Alright, so now
Okay.
I deal you 2 more and you're good. Alright. we're good. We're square. If you said something just now, your mic wasn't turned on. Intentionally so.
Okay, I'm just gonna read the rest of this because I gotta know what I'm trying to do. So we have our cards. Me and the rival simultaneously hold up. You and your rival bid on how many rounds you believe you can win by holding up fingers from 0 to 3. A tie in bidding goes to the team with momentum. Player who bid the most must win that many rounds to win the point. Otherwise, it goes to the other team. You and rival. For each round, both play one card from your hand and compare value plus fight.
That's a problem since I don't have fight.
The player of the higher card takes the round and answers a headway on either card to describe how they get in their opponent's head for each round.
Yeah.
And then we continue until either the highest bidder wins their predicted rounds or 3 rounds are played. Then the loser describes how they crack, break, or lose composure during play.
Well, it's only a problem if you decide to spend fight and it works out for you, technically. I could still win if I have higher cards overall.
That's true.
It's just that you have a bit of an advantage in that you have fight at all.
Yeah. So I can add another card on top of whatever card I play.
Let me double check that. So fight tokens are used to adjust the value of your cards up or down.
Okay.
So it's not adding more cards, it's increasing the value of your cards.
So I
by
play a
1
2 or whatever, and that's not enough to beat your 4. So I use fight and I draw another card, and that adds to the value of my 2.
No. The way it works is if I play a 6 and you play a 5, you can spend 2 fight to up your 5 to a 7. There's no additional cards. You're spending fight to increase the value of your card that's already there.
Okay, great. I got it.
Yeah.
This is cool. I like this a lot.
Yeah. Like.
Okay. So I'm not good at bidding.
So first we have to bid. We have to simultaneously bid on how many rounds we believe we can win by holding up fingers from 1 to 3.
Wait, hang on. Why do I have 5 cards?
Because we draw 4 cards plus spirit.
Okay.
You spent 1 spirit, so you got an extra card.
An extra card that could be higher than one of the lower ones I drew.
Yeah.
And I get to choose which ones to play.
Yeah, you were increasing your odds of getting a high card.
This is why momentum is so important, because we have the momentum and
if there's a
ties.
Yeah, if there's a tie, you win.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we will announce our bids with fingers on screen in 3, 2, 1. Oh, that is interesting. Okay. So, for each round, we will both play 1 card from our hand and compare value. Plus fight in your case, should you choose to play it. Play your first card.
Okay.
Carmen.
How do I do this? Do I just click on it?
Yeah, you drag it.
I think that the one of the drawbacks of this is the learning curve on Roll20.
So you click on
Okay, when I pull it out of my hand, it goes over.
We have to flip it. So my card is here on the left. I have to flip it. So dramatic reveal in 3, 2, 1, flip.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, flip. All right.
Oh, you win 1 round.
I do. So where are we putting these?
I will take care of them.
Okay.
I have to.
Do you have to answer a question now? Yes, at the end of each round.
I'm working on it.
Sorry, I'm just looking at you because I'm excited.
Please allow me to facilitate.
Sorry.
I know you're excited. Just please let me do this. Okay. The player of the higher card takes the round and answers a headway on either card. Describe how they get in their opponent's head.
I am going to answer the headway. How are you prepared for this moment? And I think that Carmen has been practicing, specifically like moves that she remembers from all that time playing with Hana when Hana was on their team, and just like thinking about their weaknesses and, you know, can I get the ball in a certain position so it's harder for Hana to get it in the pocket when it's their turn, and just like going for more like strategic plays rather than like actually hitting, you know, getting points, hitting the balls in, and just setting it up very pointedly to where, you know, just to watch them if they can overcome those hurdles, if they're still playing the same way they used to or if they've gotten better.
All right. Okay. Next card. Okay. Dramatic reveal in 3, 2, 1, flip. Oh! What does it say? In a tie. I think in a moment. Is this just a case where momentum wins ties? Yeah. So
I think I'm gonna save my fight for later.
Probably, yeah. So answer a headway.
What weakness do you exploit? Helps you make a decisive move. Carmen kind of looks over and makes eye contact with Ash. As she like takes her last shot before it's Ash's turn, and she just kind of, you know, gives them an acknowledging nod, and then pretends she doesn't even see Hana standing over there.
Okay. All right, last round.
Ash smirks and just freaks out as you win that round.
And then continue until either bidder wins their predicted rounds or 3 rounds are played. Then the loser describes how they crack or lose composure during play.
Yeah. Both of us won our... No, you won your predicted rounds. So we stop now. Yeah. So the loser describes how they crack, break, or lose composure during play. I think Hana is not the type of person that does any of those things very dramatically. I think what is visible is that Hana calls time, which is really unusual for them. Normally they would just bear it out, play their full time. I'm going to establish it, since this is a made up this is a made-up format anyway, that instead of rotating turns, the people on each team play for set amounts of time. It's like, so I think Hana calls a timeout, just like, hey, I need a minute. Still seems to be fairly emotionally composed, but like, that's something Hana never does. And so, privately, you know that you got to them.
And then after, here's a question for me. Are you glad you played on this level? And I think, yeah, I think Carmen's pretty proud of herself. She sort of like went into it like, oh, I'm gonna get in Hana's head, but it was almost like I'm paying attention to Hana because I have a crush on Hana, but then at the same time it was like what really ended up being more important to her was the game.
Yeah. No apologies necessary, by the way, Chris. We have a question in the StreamYard chat about the mechanics of the
Follow-up, I'm
Manga
dumb
show?
and didn't read the card.
Oh, what do you mean?
It's until the card specifically says until the higher bidder. So
until the higher bidder makes
Yeah.
their prediction. You play until the higher bidder makes their prediction.
yeah. So it's specifically
Yeah, you continue until either the higher bidder wins their predicted rounds or 3 rounds are played. So it's a maximum of 3 rounds. Like, we stopped at 2 because both of us predicted 2.
cool.
So that works, but if both of us had predicted 1,
Yeah, then the entire game breaks, but also it's probably fine.
yeah. Yeah.
Either way. Sorry. This interlude
I-
brought to you by Board Games.
No, what I was going to say is no need to apologize. This is a playtest. Asking questions like this is kind of the point.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Eh.
it's something for Haley to think about when she watches this. I don't know how extensively this one has been playtested in the past. The fact that this was mentioned in the doc for people to play, I think, I'm going to double check. No, this was not specifically mentioned in the doc. This was not specifically mentioned in the doc, and I think I remember using it in the basketball one that I was in. I think this one has seen a bit of use, but she put it in the deck for us to use. She must want us to playtest it.
I mean, I think
Who
it's
knows?
actually fine if you only ever do 1 round of it, but it's
Yeah, it just isn't. It might not be as dramatic if
weird.
it's short.
It's something for Haley to think about.
Yeah, I liked it though. Narratively, it was very effective, and it further solidified Carmen's characterization as that bitch. You know. So, pick a match moment.
I was going to ask if you wanted to do Hana's right now, since you specifically called a timeout at the end of that.
I was leading toward Hana's match moment,
Okay.
but we can do yours first if you want. If you think it makes more narrative sense to do Hana's, we can do that.
I feel like I'm going to do like a flashback real quick. So if you want to do both before Ashes.
We are gonna do both your match moment and Hana's match moment before Ash's match game.
Okay. Yeah.
Because mechanically we have to.
Okay. Yeah. that's perfect.
But whether we do yours or Hana's first is up to you.
They probably like are happening at the same time, and it might be one of those
Okay.
split screen things where Carmen goes one way and Hana goes the other way, and Carmen is like thinking about this flashback, and Hana's
I think
Seeing
Hana's
what's
probably
happening.
doing something in the present.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Carmen's flashback is to a time when She and Hana were just like practicing. They were just playing together, hanging out, and just, you know, probably like Carmen was either helping or like they were specifically playing some of those situations to like get better at them, and like encouraging each other, and probably like giving each other shit about it, like when they couldn't do it, like, oh, you're better than that, come on, what the hell is your problem? And just, you know, laughing and having a good time. So it's sort of like a bittersweet remembrance of like, I remember when they were on our team and I, you know, sort of wish they were still here type of situation. And so Carmen's glad that she won, but she's also feeling sad that Hana's not around anymore.
Okay. I am for Hana's match moment, I'm gonna call a timeout. You've got something to say to the team or someone on it. Call a timeout. It just can't wait. I think rather than this framing that's suggested where like Hana has something to say to someone specific on her team, like something really on her mind based on what just happened, it's more that she has to get out of that situation and like she's kind of looking for solace from her team. The scene that comes to mind, actually, partially because I think it would be interesting and it would be a nice opportunity for some development of these characters. I think a short scene between Thatcher and Hana would be really interesting. Because I think the idea that, like, yeah, kind of publicly to the rest of the world, Hana gets on the train of, oh god, this guy's so gross, he's such a pain in the ass. But, like, privately, she's the one person that kind of gets him. And, like, privately, they're actually really good friends. So during this timeout, she goes to him and just kind of sits next to him quietly, and he turns to her and kind of turns off the assholeness. And it's just like, hey, are you okay? Like, he kind of turns into a normal person around her, or around them. I don't know if you want to play this with me, Chris.
Oh, sorry. I was
No, it's fine.
so thoroughly checked out in that moment.
No, you're good. You're good. Kind of like Hana is.
Sure. Hey, you doing all right?
I'm not sure if I can finish this.
She's playing. She's not making it easy. I'll give you that.
Just, I didn't think they'd be holding this kind of a grudge after all this time. Just like,
Hey, focus on the game. We got one hell of a board out there. Table? Whatever.
table. Yeah.
Alright. So we've got guards on 3 out of the 8 pockets. There are 6 pockets. Sports are harder. Listen, me as Chris, don't. But she's got guard set up on 3 of the pockets. You clear almost all of them with a good corner shot. You see where I'm looking? You see that line? You follow that line?
Yeah, I think so.
Don't let it get to you.
I'll do my best. Thanks, Thatch.
Get out there.
I really liked that. That was actually quite heartwarming.
Oh,
There
nice.
is still,
Love that.
There's
It's
still a
interesting.
semblance of humanity in him.
yeah, but there's also
For
still
now.
a semblance of Thatcher Cruz behavior in everything
Yeah.
that just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A tinge of humanity covered in like the scent of get out there and get back on the grind set.
hmm
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Like he does it because he cares. I liked that quite a lot.
yeah, no, that was great.
All right. Ash, pick a match game. Let's spread them out so you can find one.
All right. I'm gonna play on my own.
On my own. Okay, so let's. Okay, there isn't a. Gonna just move all the others out there. Right now, no one can help you. Can you fight on your own? Play to find out. Am I anything by myself? In focus, you and a rival. For narrative purposes, I would like to kindly suggest pick someone other than Hana.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick Mia.
Okay. Setup. Which rival singles you out? Why can no one else help you in this moment? So Mia is singling you out, apparently. Why can no one else help you in this moment? Aside from the fact that this is a one-on-one sport.
Yeah, I think as kind of Carmen comes back, Ash gives her just like a big, slap on the back, like good job. But there's this heaviness in Ash that they haven't seen in a long time, maybe ever. No, I think in a long time. And I think they saw it last, like when Hana left the team, for example. Or maybe there was something with Dadi, right? Grandma back home, like things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that time out meant something, right? Like, I think the whole team knows. They've played with Hana for so long, they know. I think they kind of like all make eye contact. Like, the second it's happening, Ash looks right over at Tone, right? Makes this eye contact, like, hey, this is real. So as Ash kind of goes up to the table, I think they just kind of assume everyone's as checked out emotionally as they are right now. Like, it's just a lot going on, and they're like, you know what? I can't ask my teammates to perform any more emotional labor. I have to do this on my own, and like refuses to look back behind them the rest of the game.
Okay. So now Mia has to answer. Why do you target them? I also play Mia. I think Mia is just it's just kind of an opportunistic thing. Hey, it's a game. I want to help my team win. And, like, you know, this isn't even really that much about the rivalry at this point. Like, it's a critical moment for the match, and, you know, shutting you out is what I have to do. It happening to be this kid on the other team that I don't really like is a perk. It's not personal.
Mm-hmm.
Mia has been in play briefly last session, but not really extensively. To answer the question in the chat. So now you answer. Do you feel prepared for this? Flashback to your hardest training session.
I think when the new coach joined the team, one of their first coaching sessions, Ash really tried hard to understand what this professor was talking about, right? And just could not keep up. Like was looking at equation after equation on the blackboard, had like textbooks open. I think they were like auditing their class, this professor's class, just to kind of try to understand what was going on. And this was around the time that they were struggling, first started to maybe struggle in their schoolwork with architecture. And it's like the numbers are moving around, they're trying to figure it out, and they're just thinking like, I keep going down this path, and like, is it ever going to work out? Like, is it ever going to make sense? And so it was kind of, they weren't just upset about the pool. It's kind of everything together, but that's kind of the same feeling that they're having now as they're looking at their team and looking at, you know, their ex-friend and their teammates across the field and thinking like, is all of this, is pool what's really important? And that's their headspace as they get ready. Oh, I think you're muted.
My space heater was getting a little loud. Now, Mia sets up the moment by describing how she presses her attack. So, I think she does this with a chain of shots where she pots a couple of balls, at the end of which the cue ball is resting in contact with a cluster of balls that is really inconvenient for you because the balls that it is touching are the opposite of what you need to hit. Like, you say your solids and it's touching a cluster of stripes. And so the angle at which you need to hit it to get it away from this cluster of stripes to bank off and hit one of the solids that's really far away is really precise and tetchy, and it's one of those things that's very hard for an opponent to set up, but if they trap you in it, it's hard to get out. So it's a very effective attack. And so now you have only seconds to decide. Choose to play it safe. How do you pull back? Which teammate notices? Draw 2 cards plus spirit. If the total plus fight is more than 8, you win. Answer a headway or setback to describe how the point ends. Or stand and fight. How do you go all out? Draw 3 cards plus spirit. If the total plus fight is more than 13, you win. Answer a headway or setback to describe how the point ends.
Ash is gonna fight on their own, is going to continue to look straight on, is not going to look behind them.
So you're standing and fighting.
I'm standing and fighting.
Oh boy. All right. So I'm gonna deal you 3 cards. Are you spending spirit?
I have
Um,
spirits.
Oh.
I don't-
Oh, you don't have any spirit to spend.
I
Yeah.
used it.
So
Yeah, I used it to start the match.
yeah. So here are your 3 cards. You can spend fight, which you do have.
Hmm.
You have 1 fight. So you can increase the value of 1 of your cards by 1
Hmm.
with this fight token.
And that's before I look at my cards.
Let me pull out the rules for the fight token. Fight tokens are used to adjust the value of cards up or down. A player can adjust a card by 1 for each fight spent. Fight is spent after all cards are revealed. So you would, in this circumstance, you would play all of your cards and then spend your fight token.
Okay.
If that fight token ends up being enough.
Right.
Like, if it's not enough, save your fight for later.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah. Go ahead and reveal your cards.
So this is a moment I think Tone and Carmen would realize, like, Ash.
Well,
It's
you have to
not in-
answer, how do you go all out?
Oh yeah. That's the answer. So Ash,
Okay.
Ash is not someone who is like feels they have to be the star of the show. Like they're very open to supporting their friends while they're playing and getting the support that they need. And so I think if Carmen and Tone notice, they would probably think it's really strange that Ash hasn't looked around, hasn't made eye contact. You know, they don't get to give them a nod, and it's just laser focusing um, on the pool table, and they're thinking about the coach. They're thinking about the things the coach has said about angles and moving, and they know they're in a tight bind, but they've also gotten out of situations harder than this before. But it's always been with the team, so they're thinking like, I just need to know if I can do it.
Yeah, I'm imagining, like just thinking about it from, like, a cinematography standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the lights just kind of focus in
Mm-hmm.
on Ash. Which would work pretty effectively, because this is, like, in a dingy pool hall.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the lighting of the show would just focus on, like, the kind of bar lamp hanging over the pool table.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, it's only you and the felt, nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
All
And
right.
do I click on the cards now? What do I do?
Drag your cards out
Okay.
onto the Roll20 table.
How do I do that?
Okay, so click on them to open up your hand.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then, like that, yeah.
All right.
All right.
And flip it over.
Yeah, and then flip it over.
Okay, I don't know how to flip it over.
I can flip it
Oh,
over.
I see it.
Okay. So that's 1. We need to hit 13.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
2. I think we're in trouble. Oh no!
Yeah. Ash, again, is just in their head, not looking at their team, hits the cue, knows right away. It's like this millisecond before the ball hits anything. and just knows like they can't do it. It's what are they doing? And just feels this immense shame right away. Like I let my team down, but in their heart of hearts know like I had to know. And so they look back now and it's just kind of a face, like a little shrug that just is like sorry.
Raz, come back.
I know.
Roz was probably going to say something about possibility of using the at all cost card.
Ooh.
But yeah, I think this is the right play for
I was
Ash because
yeah.
like using your fight wouldn't have brought it up any further.
Nope.
So that was the right call.
Thank you. Yeah,
that was a really cool scene.
thank you. I think I also agree. I think to your comment in the chat, I think it's very narratively satisfying that he got the lowest cars ever.
Yeah.
Very narratively satisfying.
I'm actually gonna go turn my light on, so I'm done being like mood lit.
You got it.
Roz's computer crashed.
Oh, okay.
Be back soon, it says. I don't know if we can pause this recording or if we're just gonna hang out and talk to Haley about how cool this game is.
We super can. But also this game does sort of permanently occupy about 10% of my brain right now.
Yeah?
It has everything that I have designed a number of tiny, pointless one-page games, and this game is just everything I've ever wanted.
It's so good.
Very specifically.
Anytime somebody posts, "Hey, I'm gonna run Fight with Spirit," I'm like, "Oh my god, can I fit this in my schedule?" Like, I didn't even care what sport it is. Like, I want to play this game. It's so cool. And it's never going to be the same twice, no matter how many times you play it. That
so good.
Was really, really cool. I really liked that we had sort of like Tony's game was very setting the tone.
Mm-hmm.
And Carmen's game was very fraught with like me versus you.
Yeah.
And I really liked Ash's how it focused in on them alone. And they were. And I will say the first time I played Fight with Spirit, I've only played it one other time. But my first match game, I also lost. And it was so much more satisfying to come back and then like triumph in the next match that we played. So
absolutely.
Waiting for that beat in the next match.
So my computer was so upset that Ash lost.
Oh my goodness, your computer is president of the Ash fan club. You need that in every anime.
Yeah. No, seriously. Occasionally, my computer just runs out of RAM. So, yeah. I need to fix some stuff with Linux and get things better. Honestly, I probably just need to reinstall my distro. But, yeah. Anyway,
at the end, did you answer one of these questions, or did you did the stuff that you were talking about at the end of the match? Was that just flavor?
A headway or setback needs to be answered still. As far as I'm aware, my shit got rocked as people were going like, "Oh no," and laughing and like just yeah. So as far as I'm aware, a
Mhm.
headway or setback needs to be answered to describe how the point ends.
Mhm. Yes. let
Not
me
that
take
there
a
are
look.
really points in this sport, but whatever. So go ahead and answer a headway or a setback from one of these three cards.
I'm going to answer a setback. And
Appropriate.
it's why do you freeze at a crucial moment? And I think I answered it with my little flavor text earlier about, is this really what matters? And I think Ash is
Hmm.
thinking all of the things that Ash has been putting off thinking about, like being honest with Thoughtsy. What are they going to do after school? They hate their major. What are they going to do about that? Like, all those questions flood their head, and it's specifically because Mia's on the other side, right? They look at Mia and they're like, Mia dropped out of high school, got their GED, went back to school, is doing something they love in community college, have, this little cheerleader, the cutest little cheerleader ever, helping them along, is always studying, has a pink, you know, calculator that they had specifically customized because they love what they're doing. She loves what she's doing so much. And Ash is just struck with like their naivety, and they just think, they're putting so much time into being great at pool. And it's not that hobbies aren't important, but Ash has been putting off the things that are important and that are going to matter in their life, and they have to start thinking about that.
How old is Mia's kid?
I just said toddler in the
Which is
but it's
two.
your character.
Like 3-ish.
Yeah,
Okay.
if that feels right for
Is
you.
no, I just you made the connection. I just am wondering.
Okay, I was
Is
thinking
Mi-
like two, like two.
Is Mia's kid here?
You tell me.
Okay. I think Mia's partner is here with the kid, watching from the sidelines. Yeah.
What time is it?
Oh, actually, yeah.
It's pretty late.
Yeah, that's a good point. Mia's partner is not here with the kid.
Anymore.
Oh, Eddie.
Stuck around for the
Yeah.
first match, adorable toddler and the adorable noise canceling headphones.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's that match game sorted. And as it stands, the score is 2-1 with momentum to the Neons. So now we play Final Moments. The match is
Did
almost what?
Ash get a? Did Ash?
Oh
get
no,
a...
Ash does a match moment.
Yeah.
Ash
Okay.
has to pick a match moment first.
So, quick question. So, because I did a setback, does that mean I get a little check here?
No,
Is that what that is, or
you,
no?
you answer a setback question. You don't pick a setback on your thing. That's different. I think it's different.
It is. But that might be something to mention. That it's
Yeah.
called the same thing, so that's a little bit confusing.
Yeah, it is called the same thing, but they're not mechanically the same thing.
Okay.
Note for Haley when you watch this.
Mhm. And then
Unless we're misunderstanding it. If
Maybe
we're misunderstanding it,
the mechanical setbacks in the narrative portion should be called something like twists or something like that.
or if we're misunderstanding this and they are the same thing, send me
Just
a
let us
DM.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're different things. I will check the rules. But,
Sorry,
yeah.
so the match moments, they're on this orange
Yeah,
card?
the orange rectangle under the score.
Okay.
That's where I keep all my match moments.
I am going to do remember a moment that brought you here.
All three of you have picked that one. It seems to be very popular. That's another playtesting note for Haley. Lots of flashbacks in this one. I might veto that one for the next match.
It just felt like the right vibe. We'll be more chatty next match.
Yep.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to like figure out who these people are still.
Yeah. So remember a moment that brought you here.
You see Ash, senior year of high school, staring at their laptop. Their family's all standing around them. Their younger cousin has a camera, like a phone camera, pointed to them. And there is an admissions letter an admissions email that they're looking to open up. And I think in this moment the camera kind of zooms in on Ash's face, being lit by the light on the laptop screen, and they could look much more enthused. You get a sense that they're not excited as much as the people behind them seem to be. They click on the email, open it up, the camera zooms on the words like, "You have been formally accepted." And you see everyone in the background freak out. They're hugging each other, they're jumping up and down. Their cute little cousin is coming up to them right in the face with like their iPhone, like, yay. They like change the screen on it and put like a filter on them so it looks like they're celebrating, so they don't realize that Ash really isn't celebrating very much. And they think back to that moment. They look at what they're doing now. They think about how happy they are typically when they play pool, and they just start thinking to themselves, like, could I be this happy all the time? And they just look back at their team and just give, a sheepish shrug as they start walking over to them.
I got this really compelling image of like a Newcrest University logo reflected in Ash's glasses, because like we're the Newcrest Neons.
That's lovely.
Excellent. Loved that. Very existential.
Oh yes. My favorite genre.
Yeah. Kind of took this billiards game to like a Sartre place. Like, what is this even for?
I mean, it's with a heavy heart, right?
Yeah.
Are we all just pool balls set
yeah.
upon a course by an outside push?
Are we not all the 8-ball for when we sink into the hole, it all ends?
It all ends. Memento mori.
All right.
Cruz has that tattooed somewhere.
It's a tramp stamp.
I was going to say Thatcher Cruz has the 8-ball jacket from that episode of Seinfeld.
It could be two things.
Yeah. Anyway, now we move on to final moments. The match is almost over. Everyone has done all they can. Play to find out, how has this fight changed us? In focus, your team versus the rival team. Setup, your team. One at a time, each teammate follows the below. Choose the suit that has been most influential on you during your match. Show how your attitude towards that suit has changed by describing how you're looking and thinking as the final matchup concludes. And then we complete the above for the rival team. So the suits are focus, connection, and...
Energy. And what's the purple one? Speed? Hang on.
Prowess.
Prowess, there it is.
All right, focus, focus, connection, energy, prowess.
And who is this question for?
It's for so one at a time, each
Okay.
teammate on your team. So you answer these questions. Choose the suit that has been most influential on you during your match. Then show how your attitude towards that suit has changed by describing how you're looking and thinking as the final matchup concludes. So I think we're going to go in order again. Tony, Carmen, Ash.
Do we have is there like a reference, like just like a quick potted description of what each suit represents?
There might be in the quick start. Let me pull it up.
They are over here on the bottom corner by the discard pile. We kind of turned them a couple of cards up so you can look at them.
I think what he means is like
what are they purported to represent?
Yeah, like thematically, what do they mean? I'm gonna see if the quick start talks about them at all. Yeah, the quick start talks about the 4 different suits, but it doesn't really explain what they are thematically in the way that you're asking about.
Okay.
So I think they're open to interpretation.
I will go purely based on vibes then.
Yeah, energy, connection, prowess, focus.
I think previously I've picked which color was like most, or like, oh, I drew a 6 for that one, so that's going to be the one that.
Yeah, no. There's a lot of ways to vibe with cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that open-endedness is an intentional design choice. That's the impression that I get, anyway.
All right. Let me think for a second.
I'm enjoying watching Katrina rehearse her answer with the mic turned off.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I was saying maybe there could be like a box on the Roll20 mat that had each suit like listed out and which one it corresponded to. So
just like the thing that's in every tarot guidebook where they list a bunch of related like synonyms and shit.
Possibly.
That's basically what I'm asking for. It's fine.
Yeah. I do get the impression that the lack of explanation is intentional.
Yeah. Either way. I've decided on connection. I haven't decided how my opinion towards that has changed.
Yeah. How has your opinion toward connection changed during this match? By describing how you're looking and thinking as the final matchup concludes.
Okay, I think I have something.
Okay.
Tony, this has been a match about specifically their connection to Hana, I think.
Yeah.
And the thing that this has made them realize is that connections are greater than that connection specifically is more than pool, even though it's expressed through the medium of pool, as are a lot of his connections. Really, there's a lot of stuff outside of that, and that is hopefully going to continue into the future, even when we lose this initial piece of context that we have. I have no idea how to describe a person standing around thinking about that, but that's what I got.
I like that. Okay, Carmen.
I think I'm gonna go with prowess. Just because that was what helped her win. It helped her get inside Hana's head. I think that Carmen is already thinking about the next time that she's going to play with Hana. So she's like thinking about how she can set the table up the next time they go up against each other. So I don't know that her attitude has changed, but she's just thinking about how she needs to work harder, even harder next time to make sure that she doesn't slack off. Because it's not necessarily about just skill. It's about honing those skills. And so she's not coming off of it like patting herself on the back necessarily, but like coming out thinking about how she can work harder next time.
Okay. Ash.
Can you remind me of the match moment question? Or the question that we're answering now?
So you choose the suit that's been most influential
yes.
on you during your match. And you show how your attitude towards that suit has changed by describing how you're looking and thinking as the final matchup concludes.
I choose focus.
Appropriate.
Ash is thinking about kind of where they've been focusing their attention. You know, perhaps this kind of resentment that they're holding towards Hana has nothing to do with Hana. It's this really big realization for them, and they don't know what to do with it now. But, you know, the first step is recognition, right? So they're thinking about, you know, things should be different from here on out, even though they don't know exactly what that'll look like.
Okay. Then I do this same thing for the rival team. Since Hana is the only one of the rival team that's a main character, I'm not sure if I only do it for Hana or if I do it for the other two as well. I'm going to go ahead and do it for the full team, because it feels narratively right to do that. The full team did show up in the narrative, even though Thatcher didn't show up in a match game. And we are still working on developing Thatcher and Mia a little bit. As much as you can develop Thatcher. So, Hana, I think, is more about... I think this match was about prowess. I think as the final minutes of the match draw to a close, they are still looking poised, but thinking to themselves, well, if nothing else, at least I have shown to them that I don't need to be with them to play well. Like, I don't need to be a Neon to play this game effectively. And that is really what's important to them. For Mia, I think focus was it. Seizing that opportunity to trap Ash was a big win for her. She's not the type of player who gets big plays like that, and so the final minute straw to close. She's kind of reveling in that small victory. Like, it's not working out the way we hoped, but I pulled off this thing that I wanted to pull off, and it's something. For Thatcher, I'm not going to do Thatcher, actually. Just because he didn't show up in the context of the match itself. He showed up outside of the match in the timeout. So we didn't really get to see him in play. And so we don't really know yet. We don't know what kind of player he is. So I'm ruling that for this type of thing, connections are optional. Until I get clarification from Haley. That's what playtests are for. So, alright. Moving on. The matchups are over. The score is tallied and the winner is announced. And the winner is the Newcrest Neons. What? They've unseated the Demons? Moving on to the finals? Your team. What's everyone's reaction? You're muted, Carmen. Or Katrina, sorry.
I think that Carmen quickly asks the coach, so what's our next play for the next match? So that he doesn't immediately start analyzing Ash's turn with them, so that he goes off on a different tangent and doesn't focus in on Ash, because Ash doesn't need that shit right now.
That's so sweet.
Okay.
Besties.
Alright. Tony, Ash, what are your reactions as this announcement is made?
Ash is half-heartedly celebrating. I think there's a parallel between the close-up of their face earlier that you saw with the kind of the neon crest or what is it, new
crest.
New crest, in kind of the reflection of their glasses. You can kind of see it now in the reflection of their pupil, and they look a little bit slumped, a little bit defeated. They don't seem as if they've won a game until they kind of look up and see their teammates' smiling faces, and then you see kind of this warmth enter their face as they just break out in a genuine grin.
Okay. Excellent. This is the point at which we get to see ending credits. So I'm trying to find. Yeah. I think the ending credits for this episode, we get a couple of snapshots of some visuals from earlier in the episode with the Neons tearing shit up at the country club, followed by a couple of action shots from the match itself as the ending music starts to fade in. Incidentally, what is the ending theme? We had discussed the opening theme being a kind of dark wave jazz. What is the ending credits music? I feel like it's probably a really frenetic punk
Hmm.
with a lot of screaming. um,
But it's got like a fake out. Like it starts with like sunset on a beach and a bird goes by, and like do 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 do.
all right. Yeah. Like it starts out really, really chill, and then the bass just hits you like a fucking train.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of thing. So as this goes on, we get contrasting, very serene snapshots of your characters reflecting on the match. So, describe these snapshots for us. Whoever wants to go first, it doesn't really matter the order.
Reflecting about the match on their own.
Yeah.
Tony's fucking amped. We never win.
So describe that for like what do we see?
Hmm. I think this might also just be a thing we're learning about Tony is he gets real amped whenever they win.
Maybe.
But in this particular instance, it's like it's a lot of we're gonna win. This is the year, which is great because I want to leave on a high note.
So maybe is he celebrating with Aiden or something?
Probably, yeah, Andy.
Playing Fortnite with Andy.
Although Andy got like, at least I wished for Andy to do like something bad.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you have to deal
Okay,
with
so
that.
maybe instead of Fortnite, maybe
just one of the other siblings at least.
Yeah.
Before that happens.
Okay. Yeah. How is Carmen reflecting on the match? Like describe this snapshot for us. We're gonna go in match order, I guess.
I think she declines to take Sophia home with her. She just goes home alone and just like replays the entire match in her head, staring at her coffee maker as it slowly burns her coffee as she's not paying attention to it.
Oh my god, I can't believe you left me behind.
Ignoring her phone, going off a text, but she's just like replaying the whole game in her head. And if that shot would have gone there, what would we have done? She's almost like becoming the coach a little bit with his like, mathematical, numbers are falling in front of her face.
Yeah.
And she just fully like disassociates in her kitchen for like 30 minutes, just rethinking over the whole game.
Nice. How does Ash reflect on the match? What do we see?
Ash gets home. It's late. Bobby's already tucked into bed. Walks towards the kitchen, and on a little counter, you see like a plate of fresh food. So Bobby made rice and dal lentils for dinner, and has left a plate out for Ash. They sit down, kind of like smell it. Don't start eating it right away, but take out their phone, and it's still quite dark. They didn't turn any of the lights on. They just know the house like the back of their hand. So they open up the group chat with the team and just go like, we did it. You guys are amazing. Like all the emojis, just like how they would typically text. And do your characters like text back right away?
I think that Carmen has a different notification sound for the team group text than she does for like all of her various girlfriends. So she definitely does like shake out of her reverie and text back, and I think she probably just says like, we're gonna practice that shot, and the next time Mia tries to pull that shit, you're gonna kick her whole ass.
Ash laughs.
All right. This is getting slightly beyond a snapshot, so we're going to move on to the final image of the closing credits, where we get a visual hinting at the next episode. Well, actually, no. Before that we get a snapshot of Hana, because Hana's also a main character. I think, reflecting on the match, Hana is just playing solitaire pool by herself over and over and over again until her hands are getting raw. Like, you can see her hands all red from the cue sliding over it again and again and again and again, because as much as she seemed like they were, fuck it, Hana, she, they, it feels right. As much as they seemed all right with the loss, because, like, you know, I got across what I wanted to get across. It's not sticking. They want to really, really stick it to the neons next time. So they play, and they keep playing, and they keep playing. So a visual hinting at the next episode. I think this actually would be a really good place for Andy getting into trouble. Whatever form that might
So
be.
is this like just a snapshot of, like, is it like a shot of, you know, little things that are going to happen in the next episode, like next time on Break?
Yeah, next time on Break.
Next time on Break, Andy is hauling ass down the street, and they are looking behind them and breathing really heavy and turning a corner really fast, and, you know, looking for a place to hide, and then running further.
Yeah. Works for me. Before we move on to Upkeep, I think this is a good place for a bio break, if that works for everyone.
I just also wanted to say really quickly that this part that you just said, like coming next week, it seems like thematically it could be a really good place to do wishes. So that's just my little, you know, thing for Haley. Like, maybe this could be wishes where everyone does a little coming next week, you know?
I think it was supposed to be. We just wonked up the pacing by taking too long on session zero.
Okay, got it. I didn't know that.
We fucked up the pacing real bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is fine.
It's fine. It's super fine. What we're gonna have to do to fix the pacing is what I'm hoping we can get done tonight after the bio break is we can do Upkeep, then opening credits, daily life event, so that next week is just the grand final match.
Great.
So, like, if we can do a bio break, be back efficiently, and then do all of our social pre-match roleplay in preparation for next week, like part 1 of the next episode, so that next week wrap this puppy up. That would really be nice because it is kind of
Now is not the time to add another session.
there isn't time to add another session.
Yeah.
They want all of the recordings prior to October 30th.
Okay.
So unless we want to stick another session in the middle of the week or like 2 days after next session, which for my schedule, that's not happening. Grad school just won't let me do that.
It feels like we can wrap up really nicely though
Yeah.
with just one more session.
Yeah,
That
I
feels
think
pretty good.
I only have one idea for a
Yeah.
daily life scene,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I think we can get through that pretty
I
quick.
think if we are efficient tonight, or if we're okay with running a little bit long tonight, we'll be fine.
Hmm.
So we just have to try to be careful about tangents, which I know
Yeah.
I'm really bad about.
We are very good at tangents. We are excellent at
They're
tangents.
We
great
just-
tangents.
I'm probably gonna be a little bit more of
No,
a
please,
hands-on.
thank you.
I'm
Yeah, great.
gonna be more of a hands-on facilitator than I normally would be
Yeah,
tonight.
thank you.
So, all right, bio break.
With all of
is
that
commencing.
10 minutes of tangent
Yeah.
out of the way.
Bio break is commencing now. See you in 10 minutes. I like this headcanon in the chat that Sophia is a cutthroat business savant.
I'm just waiting. Maybe that'll be my wish for next season, next session.
She's a CFO, a certified forklift operator.
Well, no, she's like, because there's a little like note in here that she's ready to take over Romero's. And I've just been thinking about what that entails.
Takes over Romero's, immediately makes it a Real Housewives style wine bar.
I mean, if that's what you want.
Alright, looks like everyone's back. So, it is time for upkeep. So, the optional first step is... Oh, we've lost Prim already.
Fantastic.
Wow. Apparently they're really upset by my even suggesting we use an optional step. Only the fundamentals for this game.
Isn't that what we just talked about, Roz?
We gotta stick to the fundamentals. Prim, we were just discussing how you left because you were so upset that I was discussing the mere prospect of an optional step. It's fundamentals only here.
Fundamentals only. That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, the optional first step is to use unspent setback tokens. Actually, this is something Katrina was getting really, really after us about. Katrina, this is your moment. Okay. If any player has an idea of how they would like to use a setback token, but didn't have a chance to do so during the rest of the cycle, they can spend it now. Frame a scene or vignette around the complication, or simply resolve it through discussion.
I only have an idea for a setback for Carmen, but I don't think that's not allowed. I don't think.
I mean, if you have an idea for Carmen, you could invite someone else to spend their token on you.
I mean, yeah, I'd be willing to. I have no strong ideas for any of y'all.
Carmen's going to break up with Sophia. So.
Okay.
Hot damn.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Is that a setback for Carmen, or is that a setback for Sophia?
Yeah, this seems strictly beneficial on Sophia's
think it might
part.
be, like, especially if we're talking about Sophia's going to be this high-powered, like this could get them kicked out of playing at Romero's anymore.
True.
Oh, ooh, okay.
Okay, alright.
Now, this is an angle.
You've sold me.
Um,
Okay, so we are spending Chris's setback
I will
token
spend
for
one.
this.
Sophia will call you.
Sophia will call you.
Where did you go after the match? I was so happy for you.
Yeah, I think that, like, she's showing up, like, in the middle of the day where she, like, should be in class or she should be working on something, but she has specifically come to Romero's to talk to Sophia.
Oh, okay.
And probably didn't, like, text ahead. She just was going to show up, and so that there wouldn't be any, yeah. But that could be her reaction, definitely, to Carmen showing up. She doesn't have a cigarette. She just has, like, a fucking huge coffee. And she's like, hey, do you have, like, a couple minutes?
Carmen, aren't you supposed to be in studio?
I mean, yeah, but I need to talk to you.
Yeah, I think I have a few minutes. She turns to Celia, like, can you, like, nodding toward one of her tables, like, can you get it? And Celia obliges. And they retire to the back room.
Yeah, Carmen doesn't sit or take any offers of like refreshment or anything. I think she kind of just like leans against the wall and pays like more attention to her coffee than she is necessarily looking at Sophia, but she's just like, I think that we need to stop seeing each other.
What?
I've been an asshole to you, and I honestly don't think that you deserve like that. So I mean, you're right. It's the game for me. So I don't want you to have to come second to that, and you deserve better.
Carmen, what the fuck?
What?
You come to me at my place of work and you break up with me and you pull this lame high school it's me shit?
I think you deserve better. That's
Are you fucking serious?
Yes. Like, I don't want to upset you by...
Oh my god, get the fuck out! She starts, like, she just gets up and, like, opens the door. Like, no! Stop! Just go. Stop!
I'll go, but like...
I don't want to listen to this shit while I'm trying to work. Go!
And then she just kind of leaves. She just, like, walks away. She's not entirely certain that she actually achieved anything, but...
she throws a drink at you on your way out. She throws a drink at you.
That's, for Sophia, that's, like, a Tuesday night. Like, I don't know if she's actually accepted that we've broken up, but, I mean...
I mean, she stops texting you.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Great. I did it. And then on her way to, like, back to the school, she texts Ash, like, I broke up with Sophia, all in caps.
I would have done that, like, much more dramatic and in care, like, with the crying and stuff, but, like, it feels culturally insensitive to Italian women for me to do that.
That was perfect. I love the thrown drink.
Yeah, no, that's like...
Ash just...
I was tempted to pull Jimmy into that. Just like,
Daddy.
Daddy.
Oh, I should have tossed a token at you to do that.
Daddy, she came to me at work and
On the day of my daughter's wedding.
That's canon. That happened.
Yeah, that's just what's currently happening. Don't worry, you'll get a visit from
It's
these
in
guys.
Billiards tournament too.
It's in the collector's edition with the deleted scenes.
Yeah, it's in Break Royal.
Yeah.
What is Ash texting back?
Shit. And then you just see like 3 dots, and then Ash says, I think Patty's has a billiards tournament too. Make it a contingency plan.
And then Carmen just texts that back, then we're good. And goes and gets...
Oh my god, I can't believe... Not only would you switch to a different bar, you would switch to an Irish bar.
Carmen would do anything for pool.
Hey. I think Tony isn't part of this, but the headcanon Tony got kicked out of Patty's.
Yeah, wait till they find out.
Yeah. Okay, so that's one setback token spent. Are there any other setback tokens that y'all want to spend? We gotta be kind of
I
efficient.
have a
quick.
setback token, and I would like to propose it to Chris to show us a quick scene of getting kicked out of Patty's.
Okay.
Oh no.
If
Oh
you
god.
accept.
Listen, that was already an Italian microaggression when I said that.
Oh, I just thought it was, Tony being Tony, not anything like that.
I mean, I'm not even sure what would happen that isn't like super not okay.
We'll save it then. Oh, good.
I'll think about it.
Is it possible for there to be some kind of like one of Ash's professors or their TAs like calls their house, like the landline that I assume is definitely still at the house where they live, looking for Ash, about like a missed, like, oh, you can make up these missed points if you come in to lab early or something like that. And so their parents or their grandparents like get this message, and they confront Ash about it.
Oh yeah, I accept that. I can. I'll use my setback token for that. There isn't. I didn't make Dadi as a connection though.
Yeah,
I
so we can't do
Yeah.
much with that. Just to make sure we're square, Carmen, did you mark a fight after that setback with Sophia? You did not?
I haven't touched anything. No.
Okay, so I need to mark
But
another fight
I
for you.
also think that I may have forgotten to mark off. Did I use a fight? No, I didn't use a fight, so I didn't. I did
Alright,
mark off the spirits I used though. Do we get fight when we get setbacks, or do we get when do we get spirit?
When you get a setback, you get a fight.
Okay.
You get spirit.
Does that refresh and upkeep?
Yeah, that spirit refreshes at a later point of upkeep.
Okay. Cool.
So don't worry about it. So
But yeah, the setback for Ash was more like to have that interaction like weighing on their mind and have that be another thing that they're thinking about on top of everything else.
absolutely, totally accept it.
Okay, so Katrina spends that setback. Ash gets a fight. I'm going to spend my setback token. And Prim, you can save your setback token for later if you want.
Yeah, I will.
I'm spending my setback token. You know, Tony doesn't have a lot of fight.
Mhm.
Carmen's sitting on 3, Ash has got 2.
I just haven't
I
gotten
want-
to enough nonsense, I guess.
That flashback that you
Yes.
did
We all remember.
last session, you got a lot of dramatic stuff out of that. I think it would be real awful if someone on the team were to find out about that. Like a certain really desperate lesbian with a huge crush on Hana.
I know this is a good idea because Katrina's making the face again.
This is a very good idea.
Like, I think, and I'm going to frame the way this happens,
Please do.
because I have a very specific idea. I think the way this happens is you are texting Hana after the match, because you seem to be on slightly better terms with Hana than the other two. You still are kind of friends with Hana a little bit. And you're kind of
Yeah.
You're reflecting on how the match went, and the conversation starts to reflect on earlier times. And it's late at night. You're tired. shuffling to other stuff on your phone, you go back to your texting app and you start to talk about that thing that happened a while back.
Oh, I know.
And you accidentally text Carmen instead of Hana.
Is it just Carmen, or is it the group text, the team text?
No, it's just Carmen. I think it's spicier for Carmen to know, but not Ash.
Ooh.
Is it phrased like Carmen thinks that Tony is talking about a time where the two of them kissed, or does Carmen definitely know he meant to text Hana? Or is it just she knows he meant to text someone else, but doesn't know who the someone else?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Let me frame this a different way. Let me frame this a different way so it makes more sense. Chris is going to be talking to Hana in person.
Okay.
Carmen overhears them.
Oh,
Okay.
that is very, very different.
All right.
Because if it was a text where she wasn't sure who he meant to text, but it could have only been one of two people. Like, did you kiss Ash or did you kiss Hana?
Yeah.
And
But,
that
like-
could set up another scene later of Carmen being like, so why don't you tell me about what the hell happened here?
I want to specifically set up Carmen knowing that.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, we can
Kiss.
just say that there's like enough details. And
We could say that Carmen texted Ash immediately afterward, like, what the fuck? Did you kiss Tony? With like 18 question marks. Like,
I like the idea. I like the idea
What
that
if
they were
it's
just
like-
talking in person and you overheard
Yeah.
them.
I
It's
also
just
think
simpler.
it'd be cute if it's like a pet name, like Tony sent like a text and said,
Oh,
Hannah the new
okay.
cat. You know,
Yeah.
like remember
Oh,
that
no.
time?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
You're making it sound really weird. but-
Real
Okay, I didn't mean to
different.
make it weird.
No, it's just like instead of her full name Hana, he just leaves
yeah,
the
like
last A
Han,
off.
like just like you know,
So-
like a
Just
teen
like
nickname or
H
something.
probably in text, something like that.
I feel like if Carmen overheard them talking about this, she would not be quiet. Is the only thing, and that would have to be a whole.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
okay.
that's just that scene has a different energy than just like
Okay.
one sort of mistake at
Mhm.
exactly the wrong time, spiraling immediately
Fair enough.
out of Tony's
Fair enough. Yeah.
control.
Okay. So, yeah.
I like that it's a text, and I like that it would like late at night.
Yeah.
Okay. So, this happens. Information gets into Carmen's hands. Carmen knows about this.
Does Tony realize that he texted Carmen instead of Hana?
I think he has to.
Immediately.
I think he has to for the setback to
Okay.
work.
Yeah, great, excellent. I love it.
How do you feel about this, Tony?
Oh god, oh fuck, oh no. There
Actually,
is-
I have a YouTube clip that appropriately captures this.
there
R.I.P.
is
Our
nothing-
tangent. We need to keep a tangent tally.
This is
This
a
is
very
relevant
short
to
tangent.
game.
This is relevant to
Content.
game.
Sure.
This is relevant to game, and then we're moving on immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think
any
Tony's
other
immediate
possible-
response is a string of increasingly loud and colorful curse words, followed by "There is nothing I can say to stop this from happening."
Okay. It's in the StreamYard. It is in the StreamYard chat, and now we're moving on.
Yeah, I don't think Carmen replies. There's no reply
Mhm.
to all of this.
Okay. Oh God, oh man. Oh God, oh man. Alright.
Sorry, they
Now-
don't make scenes like that anymore.
Yeah.
That is a good setback.
Now,
Excellent.
Now, everyone refreshes setback tokens to 2, regardless of how many they have left currently. So, sorry, Ash. You don't get to save your... Well, you do get to save yours for later, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. Anyway. Check for completed trait drives. If anyone has completed a trait, they take 1 spirit and mark the trait as complete on their character sheet. So that's how you get more spirit, completing traits. Players can complete their traits during any phase, but upkeep provides a good opportunity if they've forgotten during play. So, check your traits.
I feel like we've queued up both of Tony's, but if not yet, hit them.
Yeah, breaking up with Sophia was moving in the direction of it's like breathing. But I don't know if I'm there yet.
I don't get spirits, so it's irrelevant to me. But
Ash isn't there yet, but I'm glad that you brought this up because now I know to look out for whenever that's needed.
Ash has made really important progress for both
Yes,
of their traits.
definitely.
Like, Ash is really, really well on their way for both of them. Actually, Tony, you could make an argument for big family, big obligations. Be a role model for your siblings when you play.
I don't think we've done that scene yet.
We need one more scene.
We need literally one more scene.
Can you call it out when you think you have completed it and add the spirit?
It says you can complete a trait in any phase.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but upkeep is a good opportunity to do it if you forgot to do it earlier. So yeah, it looks like nobody has done it yet, but
I think we've all made steps.
we're close.
Toward.
Yeah, we're in progress. Progress team special if your demon's under ire. I don't think we have a team special. I think that is something that isn't available yet.
Demons. I don't even see it. Oh, right.
Neon's team special.
It's now trending, right?
Oh
God.
we progressed the now trending thing.
We were supposed to have that the whole time.
Upkeep. Talk about the Dockside Demon. Talk about the neons. Is always changing. In the upkeep phase, choose together which of these comments is no longer being said about our team. Erase this. Then decide on one new thing, good or bad, that our characters have heard people saying about the neons. The note says demons. As a result of the game's events so far, and write that instead. So, currently, the comments are, the neons each smoke 3 packs a day. The neons have very loud public arguments. The neons coach has a fake degree. The neons always choke in the semis because they don't practice against people outside the team.
That one is not true. We didn't choke in the semis.
So they're not saying that anymore.
Choke on these, how about?
Yeah.
Jesus, Chris.
We haven't had any loud public arguments yet.
We only have to pick one, right?
You only have to get rid of one.
Well, there was a scene where Sophia threw a drink at Carmen. So
yeah.
Sophia's not a neon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
wasn't
in
public. Like it was in a back room, and
I imagined it as Carmen was walking out the door. Was that not?
She was leaving.
No, it was as you were walking out the door of the restaurant.
That one's still true.
So she chased you out.
Yeah, definitely.
It's still true.
I don't mind that actually. So we're adding another one.
You get rid of one and add a new one, good or bad.
Okay, so we're getting rid of.
I kind of want to get rid of the smoking one because that one hasn't come up nearly as
Yeah.
much as y'all thought.
I've
yeah.
just been like using it as flavor in the background. So
Yeah.
like, and that one wasn't true anyway. It was only just Carmen.
And also, could we really say that 90s TV had shaped us if we left it there? I know I couldn't. Okay. So what are they saying about us? On the Slap or Snapstagram or whatever this fake social media is or something.
What is Slap?
No, the Slap was like
Oh.
fake Twitter from iCarly.
Oh God, you're right. Come into my own home. Remind me about iCarly. All right. I'm too
We can see
distracted.
a few things, and we can see like what we like the most. Like if it's something related to Sophia and Carmen, people could think like maybe the neons are cheating, and that's why Sophia was mad. Like, you know, I don't know, like something related
Cheating
to
in the
that.
relationship sense.
Oh no, I meant like in game. Like, you know, there's something that because since she's
I
like
mean,
related to the bar, but yeah, I mean, it could be
okay,
that.
okay. Follow me through on this one.
Mhm.
We've made a lot of jokes about how toxically codependent Carmen and Ash are. What if people
Mhm.
think they're dating?
Oh, that's a good one.
So like, Sophia got dumped because Carmen wants to get with Ash.
Yeah.
No, because they're already dating, and Ash
yeah.
lost the
Yeah.
game because their focus isn't on the
Oh.
game; it's on their new relationship.
Yep. We're doing it.
Mm. So like there's a blog devoted to billiards about Carmen and Ash, the new billiards power couple.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, this is just something Thatcher Cruz has said online about.
Oh my
40
God,
times.
yes. And it's like Carmen texts the article to Ash and is like, "Oh my God, will you marry me?"
and Ash is just like, "What the fuck? They said I'm losing my edge. Like that's the only part that they care about."
Yeah.
Ash's immediate response is like, "Why is your name first?" I like, why I'm not taking your last name.
Ash also sends a bunch of kissy faces and says, you know,
Yeah.
about time someone noticed.
Yeah. All of our palpable sexual tension. Yeah, they just make fun of the article. They don't even give a shit about it.
Yeah. But Ash is upset about that little line about, oh, they lost the match because, you know, they're in this new relationship, they're in honeymoon. Like that weighs on them.
I think this all takes place in like in the team text thread. So Carmen texts back in like caps. Everything in this article is wrong.
and then Ash texts with just a little asterisk, right.
I will contact our publicist.
Okay. It has been added.
Amazing.
Cool.
I just want to
Good.
tell Haley
Love the
the
emojis.
texting is like so fun.
You two are
Yeah.
so fucking good at texting. I will not remember this to stars, but stars for every time. Every time.
Yeah, like Tony's response to the article is just, "Oh God, oh man, oh God, oh man."
God, oh man. No, this pales in comparison to Carmen knowing anything about Tony's
Oh, yeah.
personal life.
For Haley's benefit, since, well, I might have linked Haley to Playdog, but for Haley's benefit, in case I didn't, I added it with Carmen and Ash are tilde, dating, all caps, tilde, eyes emoji, heart emoji, sparkle emoji. Anyway, that part of upkeep has now concluded. Review collaboration. As a group, review the collaboration decisions you made at the start of the game. Is there anything you'd like to change? Is there anything you'd like to see more of? Less? Then, once we've finished these steps, upkeep is over. It is usually a good time to end the session, and you can start again next session at the beginning of the cycle with the opening credits. Fuck that, we're going to keep going.
Have we been doing moderate depth in our sports depth, or have we been doing just like very, very small?
I have had to talk about.
We have been doing
at least twice.
We have been doing the shallowest depth possible. I've been trying to increase the depth because I clearly
know everything and we know nothing.
I clearly know a lot more about this sport than the three of you, and like that's fine. I'm not complaining about it. I'm the one that put together a Fight with Spirit game about pool. It's fine that I know a bit about it.
I'm doing
and
my
nobody
best.
Else does. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered by the lack of sports stuff.
Good.
It's just I want to assure you that I am not bothered by the lack of depth because like I expected to be the one that was most invested in the sports side of this because like I'm the one that put the game together. And like I didn't get a million signups for this like the cricket game did or the jousting game did because like it's fucking billiards, you know.
I know more about jousting than I do about billiards, and I think that's
like
actually.
This is
a group, though.
Yeah, it's a good group, and I've had a lot of fun. But like, I also am realistic about the fact that like this is a niche hobby interest of mine because I play a bit IRL and like it's fun and I enjoy it, but like I also know that it's a limited interest. Like I can be realistic about that.
I probably wouldn't have signed up, but we stopped playing deep cuts, so I signed up.
And
the Raz game, so I signed up.
You're just really into me. I see.
Is Hannah just like a Freudian
someone
slip?
said it. Gotta get on these wishes too.
It's a little late to change college or university. Unless all of our characters fail out of school. That would be a really fantastic narrative thing if our game was longer. Like a Seinfeld finale thing. Instead of going to jail, they just all drop out.
We joined community college. Mina is our orientation leader. Mia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's check in with the bottom section. What do we want to avoid in our game? Lines, transphobia, fatphobia, racism, anti-Semitism, ableism, characters named Rebecca, mice, and sexual assault. Veils, our addiction, domestic abuse, and diet talk. Anything we want to add to that?
Good.
Cool.
Set.
How do we feel about romance involving our character? The three of you said yes. I said only if I initiate. That worked out differently than I planned.
Yeah, I realized that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
It didn't have to be romance.
Well, I'm not bothered by the thing with Tony and Hannah because that's clearly a non-romantic thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's more that like, despite there not being that much romance happening with Hannah, she's still really at the center of a lot.
Yeah, she's got like the most well-adjusted.
I'm supposed to
romantic.
Be a background person because I'm the facilitator character, and like, y'all have a lot of baggage with me. Jesus. What do we want to see in our game? None of these wishes have come to fruition so far, and I'm mostly okay with that because some of this is fucked up.
Yeah, this is I think clearly a very different game.
No,
yeah,
most games turn out differently than how you plan.
I still want to see someone get their ass handed to them, but
We did get a
well,
drink run,
I
and that
can
was
safely
good.
take out mob stuff now.
Yeah.
we did have that preview of Andy running away from someone.
That's
so
true.
you might get your wish very soon. Although
I don't want the
Andy's
kid to get their ass handed to them.
I will give you full.
I want an
full power
adult to get their ass
decide-
handed to them.
I will give you full power to decide what happens to Andy.
I have an
will
idea.
warn
Favorite
you.
kid.
Mine's
I have an
children in
idea.
danger.
I have an idea for what's gonna happen to Andy that I'm gonna pitch.
But Tony may well, depending on severity, respond.
You're adding
Yeah,
children
I
in
can't do
peril.
children in peril.
Yeah, that's fine.
Really
Okay.
cannot.
I have an idea that I'm gonna pitch for Andy that is outside that line, so it's fine. I promise. Jokes along the edge aside. Oh, you're adjusting your wish, Chris. Excellent.
Yeah, I don't care about this anymore.
Yeah,
If
you
I'm
don't.
being honest, I
you don't
panicked
care
and
about
put
mob
that down
stuff.
in 3 seconds.
Yeah. So, what do you actually want to see in our game?
I don't actually know. I'm
Okay.
just having a great time.
Okay. I love the adjustment. Wishes an adult gets their
Yeah.
ass handed to them.
Full adult, no children are
Prim
were
has
punched in the
adjusted
making
the-
of this.
Prim has adjusted their wish to be heart to hearts. I do want to clarify, would it have been fine if another kid was beating up Andy? Like if it was like a school bully?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah, I'm
want to see
also.
Andy
I
get
just
beat
realized
up.
super not comfortable with an adult beating up a 15-year-old.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, I want to emphasize for Haley and for all of you, I would not have been comfortable with that either, even though I
But
made the
I
joke.
also don't
like,
want, like Andy being bullied like that.
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
Yeah, because I think that
fair.
does. Do we have a bullying line?
I think it's fun if Andy was selling lollipops and bags of chips in school and
Pokemon
he got in
cards.
trouble.
That would be funny, yeah.
That's what we used to get in trouble for. You're making a face, Raz, like you've never heard of this.
I've never heard of this. No.
Really?
This is
Really?
extremely funny to me because my school had a fucking business, like an
You had a
entrepreneurship
Tuck
class,
shop or something.
and the highest paid teacher in our school had to get fired because he was taking a cut of their profits.
Oh my god, that's
And you-
amazing.
See,
I
now
love it.
this is a storyline I could get behind.
Well,
We had
actually,
a
he was, like, supposed to because he bought the candy, but he was taking way more.
We had a similar class in my school where like some of the kids got really elaborate, but like it wasn't like selling it. Like you could set up any kind of thing you wanted for the week or so that they were doing it. Like some kids were like selling like grilled cheese in
Damn.
school and like shit and like really really good stuff sometimes. But yeah. Chris, do you have a wish that you want to put in?
No, I really, really don't.
Okay, that's
Love
fine.
Everything we're doing.
If you don't have anything,
Like, other
then
than maybe heart to hearts. Like I feel like we've done a lot of trash fire shit. And
Yeah.
Not a lot of reconciliation.
yeah, putting a little bit more heart into the game would be nice. I will second that. I'm gonna adjust mine as well, just because this has taken a little bit of a different turn. In line with the heavy heart tone. Yeah, in line with the heavy heart tone, I'd like to see a mix of contrasting with this kind of more like reconciliation and heart to hearts. I'd like to see a little bit more cynicism in the game because like we've had a lot of funny kind of comedy stuff, but like we had said early on we kind of wanted a kind of noirish heaviness to it, and Ash is kind of touching on it there, like, what's this about anyway? Like, what's the point of this? And I really liked that. I'd like to continue that, and I think Hana has a lot of potential to do that, and I'd like to explore that, because one of Hana's traits is about, like, well, this game used to be fun, and I'm not having any fun with it anymore. And I need to figure out why that is. So I think we could go for a kind of noirish existential, fuck man, why are we doing this sort of thing, which could be cool.
Yeah, all right. There are a lot of ways to get there.
Yeah, you can contrast that with really heartfelt, I just really care about you, man, sort of thing, versus like, nah, nothing matters anymore. Okay, upkeep is finished. It is time for episode. It is time for episode 2, my friends. So we're probably going to run slightly late, but I think we can handle that. But we can also be efficient in our roleplay. So, as the opening credits go on, there are 1 or 2 visuals that reflect our story. So, you may recall, the opening title sequence has, like, kind of similar to a lot of other animes, like alternating letters between shots of the pyramid, of the rack being set up, the cue ball being put in place. It's not really clear whose hands are moving all this together. I think at the end, you just see kind of a flash from someone's glasses, making it clear that it's the coach putting this all in place. And then we get our first set of snapshots. These are some snapshots of our characters going all out in a match. So, Ash, describe this first snapshot for us.
You said the snapshot of going all out on a match?
Yeah.
Okay. You see Ash, and this is after the game. This is chronological, right?
This is part of the opening credits. It doesn't have to be related to the... Yeah, this doesn't... Yeah, this is part of the opening credits. This doesn't have to be tied to the narrative at all.
Thank you. So you see
With
Ash...
that dark wave jazz playing.
Yeah. You see Ash walk up to the table, very nonchalant, makes this, kind of crooked little smirk, grabs the cue, and then they kind of, their demeanor kind of changes and they become very serious, and you see them, nail this trick shot with barely thinking about it. They're in this really difficult position on the field, or on the board, on the table, and they take the cue and just hit the ball on the way, where it just kind of bounces off the sideboards and sinks in nicely without even touching any of the stripes. And then they just kind of look up and think they're the shit.
All right. Excellent. Carmen, describe your snapshot.
I think it's of Carmen late at night playing for cash at some dive somewhere. I'm gonna make my own dream come true. She wins, and the guy she was playing against starts arguing with her, getting in her face about that she cheated or she did something, and she just kind of stands there, and somebody else steps up and gets in his face, and they start yelling at each other, and Carmen just like picks up the cash and walks away. So someone's ass got handed to them.
I see your suggestion for the OP, Prim. I actually have one of my own that
We
I
can
was
talk about
about to
this later.
pitch. We can talk about
I
this
also
later.
like how Katrina said, my wish granted, and put it in
Yeah.
the opening.
Indeed.
And I would love to see some options in the
Yeah.
chat for opening.
So, yeah. Tony, describe your snapshot in the opening of Tony going all out in a match.
I think we get like as near as we can to sort of like an abstract, whatever the highest level of pool is. It's like in basically like boxing ring lighting, sort of an abstract theater space. We see Tony line like bird's eye view, lining up the shot, and then he sinks it, and he just like both arms up and like breaks the pool cue over his knee. He's so excited.
He goes to kiss
Excellent.
the nearest person and then is like,
Oh
oh,
my-
wait, I'm not doing that. And then backs
Oh,
off.
that's too funny.
Wow, catty. Okay, excellent. Next set of snapshots are a snapshot of your character doing something they love. Carmen, describe yours.
I got nothing.
Carmen
this is
doesn't
not
love anything.
pool.
I mean, it could be pool if that's all Carmen's life is.
I mean,
But,
I feel like
I
she
believe
just broke
it
up with her
is-
girlfriend, so...
Well, this is the opening credits of the show. It's not.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is pool. I think it's another shot of her, like, I think it's one of her with the whole team, and they're like at practice, and they're laughing at the country club, and they're just hanging out and having fun and playing together.
Okay. Tony, describe yours. Doing something you love.
I think this is finally the moment where I play Fortnite with Andy.
Excellent.
It's just like a couch, and then you get the like 3 beats as it gets later in the night, and like the garbage piles up.
Yeah, I like it. Ash, what's yours?
Ash is sitting in their living room on the couch, and if it's okay with Chris and Katrina, would love your characters there as well. And they're watching that same little cousin that you saw in the flashback earlier practice their like dance. They're doing a dance for like a first grade recital, and they wanted Ash to watch a practice. So all of Ash's, and Dadi's like sitting in like the big armchair, just smiling, and it's all of Ash's favorite people in one room.
It is occurring to me that we skipped Hana in the first set. So, like, retconning a little bit. For the snapshot of your character playing with intense focus. Hana's snapshot before moving on to the second set. Like, before the bass drop or whatever. Hana's shot is them making a really difficult shot that most players wouldn't be able to reach. Hana's very tall and slender and has exceptionally long arms. and so is able to reach across the table in a way that a lot of people aren't able to. And so is just able to kind of get to the other corner and really gracefully tuck it in very delicately. And it lines up with a beat in the song really perfectly, and you just see them kind of nod confidently. From the B list, doing something they love, I think this is a shot of them at their computer terminal doing some coding. They're working on a program, and you just see the lines of some XML stacking together. And you just see their expression slowly kind of warm as they are figuring out the problem they're working on. Okay. And as the opening credits end, we need a visual that introduces the episode's title. I have no idea what the episode's title is, but like maybe a visual that introduces what the episode is about. This is the episode of like prior to the grand final match. So I think a good visual might be the last break.
Gatherings.
I think a good visual would be the three neons converging on Romero's. Like they're walking up a hill, kind of over a crest, and they see this kind of battered neon sign in the distance for Romero's. One of the O's in Romero's is an 8-ball.
Warm, fuzzy feeling.
Rom Bros? Oh, wait, that's the E. I'm an idiot.
No, it's
Sorry.
No, it's Romerobs.
Romero's.
Yeah. Yeah. That's our opening credit sequence. We move on to daily life. The daily life phase explores the characters' lives outside of matches, captures important events and changing relationships as time passes between one match and the next. During this phase, players take turns initiating scenes and vignettes to explore the lives of the major characters. Each player has 2 turns. One of these turns must be a scene and the other a vignette. A player's scene and vignette must involve their major character or a connection that they control. I can also choose to initiate a scene or vignette in order to complicate your lives and add to the story, or to further stuff with Hana if I want. So, yeah. You choose from the following options when you initiate a scene or vignette. You can take action toward your trait drive, complicate someone else's life by offering a setback token, show the busyness of life for your daily routine, explore a practice moment, which is vignette only. I'm going to put these in the Discord. So, who would like to go first?
I'm actually going to be right back.
Okay.
Got a phone call.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a vignette idea for Carmen, of her like having a meeting with one of her professors, and it's like a come to Jesus situation where the professor is trying to be like, you're about to graduate, you need to get your shit together, and Carmen's like, good talk. And I think she's like texting Ash the whole time on her phone and just like, I'm having to listen to bullshit. And so, yeah, I don't know if anybody wants to throw a setback on that or if you have any
I'm a
idea of
little
how to fuck that up.
I'm a little
more.
confused about the scene. Like,
she's like in a classroom and the teacher has like kept her back after class.
oh, because she's
not
getting her work
doing
done.
well or not doing as well as she should be. It's probably the latter. It's like, oh, you could be doing so much more. You have so much potential. All that kind of.
And the supposed setback would be that she's not taking the professor seriously.
Well, yeah, she's not going to take the professor seriously either way. But like, if anybody has a setback they want to throw on there,
I see.
Yeah, hit me up.
Okay.
Because I'm down to get more fight.
Oh, I see. 3 out of a possible 4 isn't enough for you.
No, it's not.
While folks are thinking of a setback for that, I have a vignette that just kind of follows right after that, following the text messages. So you see on the other side, Ash is sitting in a room and just seeing there, like, has the phone open, sees all the texts coming in, and doesn't respond. Turns the phone off, or it doesn't turn the phone off, but it's just kind of looking at it, and then you hear like their name being called by someone. They put their phone in their pocket, they look up, and they walk into the guidance counselor's office. And scene.
I love those two scenes side by side. It's very good.
Take a setback token for your guidance counselor to contact your parents about something. I don't know what.
Yeah, I think,
do they do that in college where they like send you home?
Negotiate.
Well, it could be. So we do need to work through this, but I do want your parents to be a little bit more involved.
Yeah. Let me negotiate with you guys.
I think it is problematic for us to involve characters that don't exist as characters.
Yeah.
That is okay. No, good point.
We already did have that from the other setback too, about that being on Ash's mind. Because like this vignette is so good because you don't see like, did Ash go there like of their own volition, or were they called in because they're failing? Like, we don't know. We, the audience, don't know what that is, so it's hard to like offer a setback.
No, that's fair.
All right.
Let me know if this works though, because I was thinking I don't think the guidance counselor would call like Ash's home line, but it could be a thing like the guidance counselor is also Daisy, and like after church he's like Dadi and is like, oh, it's really interesting that, and then it just the camera, like, you can't hear it like over everyone else chatting what they're saying, but you see Dadi's face, like Dadi has not heard this before. This is the first time she's hearing it, and she's like,
so they're just rumblings.
Yeah.
Well, at university level, they have advising counselors to make sure you're getting your degree requirements done, and they have career services. Like the two functions are split. It's like, depending on which role this person is playing, the question on my mind is, there are legal issues of privacy that prevent someone like that from talking to your parents in a lot of cases. As a university student, like, they can't talk to your parents about how well you're doing in school in a lot of cases. So what I'm wondering, as someone outside the culture, would this person also being Daisy trump?
Yes, they would break that rule 100%.
They would break. Okay.
Yeah, I've been like, I remember being in high school and having my mom call me and say, Bumblebot said that they saw you walking to Subway with a boy. Like, what's this about? You know, like it's like this underground network, and everyone knows everyone, and everyone just says everything, even if they're not supposed to. So yeah.
Okay.
So that was kind of my thing, and I think she says it in a good way. Like, you can see her face; she's smiling. It's not like something bad, but that he's not heard it before. And I just thought maybe I'd leave it there.
Yeah, I don't mean to doubt it. I was wondering, as someone not part of the
It's a
culture.
good question.
Well. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that vignette a lot. Excellent. So you've done one. Katrina suggested a setback.
If you
but we
want
haven't
to
really
throw a
done
setback on me, I'm open to a setback. But if not, then this is a good balance of scenes that we did.
Yeah,
and we can move on to-
you've offered a prompt for someone to offer a setback token, basically.
I do have something. I don't know if I
Okay.
like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Timing wise, but I think the vignette for Tony is just like him composing the like, this is going to be my last tournament message over and over and over, and never sending it.
Oh, right in the field.
I think I'm going to frame a vignette for Hana. The vignette is Hana at the Bronson home with Andy. And Hana is playing video games with Andy and reflecting on how this is really fun in a way that pool used to be. And thinking about that fact in a kind of bittersweet way. Just, yeah.
Is it the video games that are fun, or is it hanging out with Andy?
Not sure.
Okay.
It's complicated. There are lots of things. Part of the realization that they are making is that it might not just be pool that isn't fun anymore. There are lots of things that aren't fun anymore. Like, the problem might go deeper than just being burned out of this sport. It might be that there's just a lot of stuff I'm not deriving enjoyment from anymore. And, you know, what happened? Alright, so we've had 3 vignettes and gesturing at, hey, give me a setback. What else do we want out of daily life? Because a bunch of you still need to do scenes and vignettes.
Sorry, what scenes have we already done, and which ones do we need to do?
So you have done you each get 2 turns. Each player has 2 turns. One of these turns must be a scene, and the other must be a vignette. So you had done a vignette. Tony's done a vignette. My vignette doesn't really count because my stuff's optional. And so Katrina hasn't done any scenes. Katrina has just offered a scenario in which it would be cool for someone to throw a setback.
Yeah,
token.
if there isn't a setback on there, I can just like wrap it up and just be like, she got yelled at by her professor.
And that could be a vignette by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I propose a scene between Ash and Carmen
just playing up the rumor, like walking around like as if they're actually dating. just-
Yeah, they go on a date, like link arms and walk down the street.
All right. Where do you go?
I think there's like a pool association or something like
Mhm.
where all the nerds go and they like talk about theory and Ash
Pool
probably
theory.
never usually
Oh,
goes,
God.
but like they specifically is like we have to go
Yeah.
and just is like
And make
glued-
an appearance and
Yep.
keep this rumor alive because it's
Yeah. I
hilarious.
think it's hilarious. Yeah.
Um,
All right, so play out the scene.
how are you feeling after, the big game?
I mean, how are you feeling? That was a really great play.
I asked first.
I don't know. I feel kind of weird, to be honest. It's not like it's fine if you lose. We lose all the time, right? And we won, even though I didn't do good, but that's fine because the team won, right?
I mean, like, I don't know if any of us could have gotten out of that situation that you were in. So
mean,
I don't know if
I've
it
gotten out
counts
of
as
worse
you doing
before.
badly. I mean, it's very situational. It's very situational every single time. And doing that in practice is different than when everybody's watching. So, like, I don't think you even need to worry about it. Like, you did what you could. And next time you'll, punch me in the face, metaphorically.
I don't know, Carmen. I don't think I did the best I could. I just don't. It could have gone so differently. But I don't know if it even matters to me anymore.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I mean, it's senior year for you, right? Aren't you thinking about other things?
No?
Isn't that like a problem?
Well, yeah, but like it's my problem. So
Okay, well, I'm just saying I have some of the same shit going on, Like, I don't know. I should be
okay.
more bummed, and I'm not, and it's weird. And I'm telling you because you're my friend.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like freak out.
I mean, it's fine.
I mean, like, is there anything that I can do? Do you want to like go play a game? Like we can set
No.
everything up again, and I can be like,
No. The only thing I want is we go in there and be obnoxious. And I want to go home tonight and read all of the rumors on Slack. All of them. And that will make my day. Okay?
All right. And she just like ushers Ash ostentatiously, like she holds the door open for them.
Ash's like, oh, thank you. Walks in.
And they just make a lot of noise and
Oh, yeah.
draw
There's a
attention to
second door.
themselves.
So you know how it's like there's a door inside. And
Yeah.
there's a second door. And Ash like, opens the second door. Like, no, after you.
Yeah, they're just a general nuisance, and they leave laughing. I think like Carmen kind of glances at Ash to make sure that they're having a good time, like to kind of drive away those feelings of like
Mm-hmm.
being upset about it.
And once Ash comes in, like, and has all those eyes on them, like, all of a sudden you see, like, Ash is holding court now. They're in their element, and they're definitely having a good time.
Have you ever thought about like I know you're a junior, but like switching your major?
To what?
I don't know, something that doesn't drain your soul? Like theater or something?
We talk about this later. I thought, we walk through the door and then leave that shit behind, right?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you're fucking amazing right now, so.
Yeah. I don't know. I joined the play for next year, and I'm the only senior in ensemble. Like, I don't know, man. That doesn't sound fun.
You can mentor younger minds and mold them into, I don't know, I'm just bullshitting now.
Mold them into mini ashes that run away from their problems and sing in the ensemble really badly.
I mean, I think that mini ashes would make this campus a lot cooler.
Are you hitting on me right now?
I mean, we are dating, so.
You're thinking about the next step? My goodness. We have to talk about this a little bit louder over there. And then, like, drags you over.
I'm definitely, like, they talk very loudly about going ring shopping. And,
yeah.
And end scene.
Yeah, I was going to say, this sounds like a good time to move on. Alright. Who initiated that? Just to keep track of turns.
I did.
Alright, so you've taken your 2 turns. Katrina needs to frame a scene, and Chris needs to frame a scene.
Let's do that scene with Andy.
Okay, Andy in trouble.
The
I had
first-
an idea for this
Okay,
I was
yeah.
going to pitch, but it is your scene to pitch, so if you had an idea for this, it's
Oh no, I was
yours.
gonna ask the
Okay.
table, but specifically Katrina.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
Cool,
okay.
Roz.
The idea that I had, because my wish last week was to get more connections we haven't seen into the game. The idea that I had was that Andy is in trouble and running away because he was shoplifting, specifically from Romero's. Like, he
Oh.
Ooh.
snuck some money out of the till from Romero's,
Oh,
and
shit.
the person chasing him is none other than Jimmy Romero.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
Get
He-
back here, you little shit!
Oh, he would. Oh, they both would. Oh, this is the worst possible thing.
I love it. Let's do it.
This is
Good.
why I made the joke I did. Not to be, like, edgy or anything, but because
Yeah.
it's character-driven drama.
Yeah.
It's not because I like children in peril. It's just because the reality is children in peril.
Yeah.
Hmm.
My hand has been forced. Yeah. As long as this is okay with you, and, like, he's not seriously in peril, he's not actually going to get beat up. Like, you know, Tony happens on him being chased by Jimmy Romero, like, get back here, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so it's all 3 of them. Okay.
If
Now
that works
is
for you.
that is not what I imagined this scene would be, but that is a scene I want to be a part of. So
I like it.
Can't decide if Andy would hide behind something, make eye contact with Tony, and be like, "Don't fucking squeal," or if they would straight up hide behind Tony and use him as like a barrier between. What do you think?
I don't know. I like listen. Tony's stepping in regardless.
I
Yeah.
think we
As
have.
soon as
I
he
think we
has-
have to trust your expertise on this because you played Andy so excellently.
I feel
last
like
week.
hiding behind Tony is gonna get like then Jimmy will be pissed and might like punish Andy later. So I think this
that's
is
gonna
a
happen either way,
trusting
too.
trusting, like they either have to take punishment from Jimmy or they have to take punishment from Tony. And the thing that's happening here is, will Tony like rat them out, or will they, or will he like, you know, send Jimmy away and deal with Andy himself?
I hate to break it to you, but it's both.
Yeah.
It was never going to be anything.
No.
Both.
Yeah, so they
I
find a spot
cannot-
to hide, and they're like, they get out of sight as much as they can, and they're
Truth
like,
is, the game was rigged from the start.
yeah, just don't say anything, just like shut up, and they hide.
Hey, Jimmy, out for a run or?
I see him over there, Tone.
Hey, all right. I'm gonna deal with him later.
That little shit took $50 out of my till while I was cleaning.
It was only
Okay.
30.
You are not helping your case right now. First
I
of
didn't
all,
take that much. I wouldn't
Second
take
of
that.
all, here is your $50 back.
He
Third
takes
of
it and
all-
he counts it really methodically, and like he's looking back up at both of you, like back and forth. Look, Tone, we've talked about this before. He's not allowed in.
I feel like we've made that abundantly clear, but he's a fucking kid. What are you gonna do? He's 15.
Isn't he supposed to be in school? Where the fuck are your parents?
What time is it?
I think you get to decide. It's your scene.
Okay, then I'm going to.
You could just decide it's Saturday if you want.
No, yeah.
Would Andy skip
What?
school?
Would Andy skip school? I don't think so.
Hmm.
Would he?
It
at
could be like
7
4 p.m.
Would they
so,
at
like-
like 7 p.m.? Also, yeah. Apologies about the pronouns,
No, it's fine.
but yeah.
This could be something that
No,
said
I'm
'cause-
100%. This is like a.
Yeah,
this
this could be
is
something
like
I said because I'm super out of touch.
Yeah, no. This is like a, and I did not correct you because that is not what's happening. Like this is very much a diegetic moment.
Yeah.
But
So-
either way, I think it's a little later. I think it's like 5 p.m. on a Thursday.
Yeah. So like, is he supposed to be in school?
It's 5 o'clock. First of all, second of all, don't you have customers you're leaving alone?
Sophia's got it.
All right. So it's not a great look for a guy your age to be chasing a kid down the street like that. Come on, man.
What?
You- next-
I had to put up with thieves just because I'm over 40?
Call me next time. You know I'll take good care of the kid.
Alright, but if this happens again, it's his ass.
It will not happen again. You have my word.
He doesn't enter my place again.
You hear that?
Yes, sir.
You gonna come back to Romero's?
No, sir.
You know why you fucked up?
Yes, sir.
I think we've handled it, sir.
Have a good day.
Have a good
See.
night.
Well, that was culturally sensitive.
This is just how my family argues. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I was mostly concerned about my portrayal.
That asshole owes me back allowance. He has not paid me for a month.
What?
That asshole owes me back allowance. He hasn't paid me for a month. I'm just taking what's mine.
Oh, right. God. Okay. First, okay. Couple of things about this. One, 5 o'clock on a Thursday. Really?
It's before dinner rush.
I know, but he's gonna be watching the till because he's counting for lunch rush. You gotta know this shit.
So, like, walk in behind a family next time?
If he sees you, the game is up. That's what it's about. If you want my opinion on this, which you shouldn't, but you take the latch bar, you break in late at night if you really want to break in. He doesn't have cameras or nothing. You know
that's
that.
like full crime. You know, like if I get caught by like the cops or whatever.
Stealing isn't?
If I get caught by the cops or whatever, like getting money out of the till and be like, oh, my stepdad said I could take my allowance out of here. Like that's much more plausible.
Okay.
Than
The cops,
like breaking
the cops
in
will put
at
you away for
midnight.
that, first of all. Don't doubt for a second that is enough to take you down to the station. Second of all, if you do it right, it's nobody's problem. And third of all, don't fucking do it.
So like, are you gonna go do it and like get my allowance for me, or?
No, I'm gonna win it off him in pool like a professional. Come on.
Well, I'm trying to take care of my shit, you know, man. I'm trying to take care of my own shit because I can't always be like, "Oh, Tony, you're like you gotta
okay, no, that's good.
fucking take care of my business for me."
That's good. That's fair. I appreciate that you're reaching for independence. You got to be smart about this shit. You got to think it through. You got to consider sightlines, motivations. There's a lot of shit that goes in.
Next time I'll start screaming like right away, right when he starts chasing me, because like I hadn't thought about that. Like that's very much like we could get him put on like a watch list or some shit.
That is okay. That's got some problems, but I like where your head's at. But like for real, stay out of Romero's for like 6 months. Don't be seen on the fucking street.
Or like he hasn't paid any of us allowance at all. So.
I will handle that.
Okay.
And if you really want to get back at him, I think you're gonna need about 6 months to plan how. All right?
Yeah.
So cool off and stop doing. And try to be smart, all right?
Lots of forgery plans are like floating in Andy's head.
Yeah, I think that scene.
Yeah. Splatoon 3 just came out, and I wanted to buy it, but I can't because I don't have my allowance.
I would just like to say, when I suggested Jimmy Romero, I had forgotten the detail that he was your stepfather.
I also forgot.
I had completely forgotten that detail.
I loved the line of, where are your parents? And he's like, the kid's like, you're fucking right there, dude. Like, I don't know.
Oh my...
Yeah, I think this is much more. This whole scene is much more an indictment on Jimmy.
It really is. He's a goddamn monster now because I forgot that detail. Oh my god. Oh man. But also, then you add in this whole layer of like this unexpected twist of just teaching the kid how to do it right.
Oh, so good.
Of like just resisting against this horrible stepdad. Of just like, Jesus. Oh man. But Tony, how am I supposed to buy Robux?
Splatoon 3 just... I can teach you to shark if you want.
All my friends
it's gonna be
are
easier
like
for you because you're young.
Splatfests, come on. I'm missing out.
Travis Scott is going to be in Fortnite.
Again?
Yeah, another one.
Okay.
All right.
My
We
idea
need.
for Carmen's scene is running into Hana somewhere, but I don't know where that might be. Where would she know that Hana was going to be? Because she's going to accidentally run into her.
Computer lab at school.
Okay. Okay. I think it will maybe be like a running into her as she's leaving situation and being like, "Oh, whoops, we bumped into each other. That's weird."
Yeah, especially since the School of Art is on the other side of campus, and also, you never fucking go to class.
I had to pick something up at the student union, so I was.
The student union is also on the other side of campus.
I mean, I figured I might as well while I was already all the way there. I just.
This is the.
Okay, whatever. I came to talk to you.
Yeah, cool. What do you want?
Well, I was hoping this would be less like me confronting you and more casual catching up. How are you doing? How's Celia? How's life?
I don't think there was any way it wasn't going to be confrontational for you to show up at the computer science lab. But
I can
I'm
walk
fine.
on campus. Like, I'm allowed to do that. I'm getting inspiration from
You are, but like I just
all of this working electronics for a
Excellent.
piece that I'm doing.
Excellent.
Is that a better lie?
Not really, but I'm happy for you. And
I didn't mean it to be like this. Like,
to answer your question, yes, we are fine.
yeah, I'm. She definitely came to like somehow figure out how to ask her about this kiss between her and Tony, but she fucked it up, so she can't see a way forward from here. So
you pretty obviously have something that you want to ask me about.
So like I feel like this is an option of like she could walk away or she could blurt it out.
Another option that I think we could go with is like I think Hana is the kind of person that would pick up on this. Like pick up on like there's definitely something.
There's something up.
that you want to talk about. And like I think Hana is the kind of person that just is really direct, like cut through the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the kind of person that would just kind of draw it out of you. Just like quit fucking around. What is it? Like I really don't mean to be a bitch. It's just like
I didn't mean to come off so like aggro either. I got this text that I think was maybe meant for you.
Okay.
And she just pulls it up and shows Hana.
Okay. And so, based on how we framed the scene earlier, it sounds like it was talking about it in the past, not in like a necessarily nostalgia, like, oh, wasn't it great, but more like talking about it in the past, maybe in the context of a previous conversation. Like, not necessarily wistful, but just kind of like, this was weird, or like, we didn't frame
this
it
happened
specifically. Yeah, just making clear that it happened, but the context is not clear.
Right.
And so Hana's expression darkens a bit.
Yeah, and Carmen is just like, I don't have any problem with like whatever, but I was just like, I thought that you and Celia were monogamous is all.
This happened before Celia and I were together. Or at least before we were exclusive. Can we talk somewhere more private?
Yeah, sure.
there's a cafe nearby. Just
I had
Well,
I did not know. This is the first time I've ever been in this building, so I had no
yeah,
idea.
yeah. There's a cafe on the lower floor that's a little bit more secluded than this company. Let's see. They lead you to the cafe that really doesn't have a lot of people in it at this time of day. Most cafes in like tech and computer science buildings rarely have anyone in them.
So the reason a lab.
Yeah. So they take you down there, and Hana just lets out a long, drawn-out sigh. Takes a drag from their vape, even though it's not allowed in this building. Oh, we have an extra prim in the chat.
We do?
Yeah.
I only see one prim.
No, like it in the lobby.
Oh.
Oh no.
Is that the real one? Has that been the real one
The
this
real
whole time?
prim? Is it the real
Hi,
prim?
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 Oh,
Laptop
the
died.
laptop died.
Okay.
Okay.
So-
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay,
Carry on then.
we can continue.
Wait.
So they take a drag off their vape, even though it's not allowed in this building, because they're gonna fucking need it for this conversation. So you remember last year's tournament when we were up against the Arrows?
Oh yeah, that's the
And
one where
we-
Tony did that, and then she like goes off on a pool tangent where she talks about
Yeah.
exactly the thing that Tony did
Yeah.
in great detail.
Long story short, we pulled off this really remarkable win that nobody expected us to. And it was the first time we made it to semis in a long fucking time.
Yeah, I was there. I just don't
So,
remember this.
Well, I'm getting there. If you, so you and Ash kind of rushed back to the changing area and like, everything else, and rushed out to the car to head to where we were going to celebrate. And Tony and I were both just really hopped up on adrenaline. And sorry, just a second. Text from Celia, sorry. And we're just really hopped up on adrenaline, and the two of you rounded the corner, and the two of us just looked at each other, and it just sort of happened. It wasn't something that either of us expected to happen. It just was like, we were still riding the rush of this really, really intense match. Both of us went through a lot. And he kissed me.
So, like,
And
if I had
kinda
been there
let him.
instead, you would have kissed me, or if I had been there instead, Tony would have kissed me?
Oh, shut the fuck up. This isn't about you.
No, I'm just like saying it wasn't your.
No, I swear
If
to God.
Ash had been there, you would have kissed Ash.
I didn't kiss anyone. Tony kissed me. But also, you have a singular talent for making this kind of stuff about you when it's not about you. Stop it. It's not. I promise. Grow up.
Well, I'm the one who got the text, so.
Yeah, clearly Tony fucked up and texted you when he meant to text me. The context of the way he's talking about this really makes it clear that he meant to text me because we were talking about this the other night. We were talking about why I left the team. Like, we were talking about memories of when I used to be on the team, and this
Is this
came
why you
up.
left the team?
No, this is not related to why I left the team.
Why'd you leave the team?
Because the game wasn't fun for me anymore, and I needed a change. This thing that happened with Tony was a one-off. Emotions were riding high. It just kind of happened. He was immediately really embarrassed, as was I. And it was just like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. And just, we didn't really talk about it ever again until that other night when he and I were talking about it and he accidentally texted you. It wasn't a big deal at the time, and I still really don't consider it a big deal. As far as I know, Tony doesn't either.
I'm trying to cut back on distractions.
Okay. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about me. So, I wanted to talk to you about it because I didn't want to make it weird with Tony because we're on the same team and I didn't want to like seem all accusatory about something I didn't know about. So it's whatever.
Well,
if you say it's whatever, it's whatever, and
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah. I'm glad I could provide the context. It was just a thing that happened while emotions were running high. It was something we talked about briefly the other night in the context of a wider conversation, but it's just not a big deal.
Okay.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, I apologize for having taken up your time.
It's fine. I was finished with what I needed to work on up there. I'm done for the day. It's not a problem.
Carmen just kind of gets up and waves and leaves the cafe.
I'm quite pleased with that scene.
That was incredible. Loved it.
Yeah. Everybody hates my character, and I don't know how to feel about that.
I think I may have completed both of my traits just then. Just so.
Oh, I
let's-
definitely.
Let's,
Thank you for the reminder.
Let's take a look. Find something else to value in yourself or cut something out of your life to take your performance to the next level. Talk to me.
Romance is a distraction.
Okay. Oh, you don't have a crush on Hana anymore, is what you're saying. On what
Like she
basis?
doesn't have a chance at all with them, and they
okay.
are not interested in her at all. So there's really no point in like sighing over them or getting any kind of hopes up because they don't have chance. They're not.
Can I add a clarifying detail? They have no idea you're interested.
Yeah, I know. Carmen almost confessed, but then that's when she was like, "It's not about me," and so she stepped back. And was like,
Okay. It would have been. They were getting the impression that you had a crush on them for a second.
mm-hmm.
And, like, if you had confessed just then the "it's not about you" thing, they would have gone a lot harder and they would have laid into you a lot harder.
Yeah,
Because of the,
no,
because
it's-
of the timing. Of your
Yeah,
confession.
it was like she very much was like, this is not pool. It's not about pool, and fuck it.
This is starting to feel unhealthy in a way that really fits this game in a perverse way.
Which is why I'm saying that I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
completed It's Like Breathing because
You've completed It's Like Breathing in a way that worries
cut something
me.
else out of your life to take your performance to the next level. So
I'm concerned.
I'm
concerned, but congratulations. Take a spirit. Team Heartthrob. Pander to the crowd despite your feelings, or do something important even though it hurts your image.
this is mostly like who has recently caught your eye, and she doesn't have a crush on Hana anymore.
Do something important even though it hurts your image, or pander to the crowd despite your feelings. I don't know if you've done either of those.
I don't think I have.
Okay, so you've gotten.
But we
one
haven't
first.
really been, we haven't really been talking about Carmen's
Yeah.
fans or anyone
Yeah.
following that.
Okay.
So,
Chris, you were saying you might have gotten one of yours.
I think I was a
Oh,
role
no.
model.
I think you were, yeah.
I've just taken a spirit for that.
All right, wonderful. Oh, we lost Prim again.
Yeah, I'll be RB2.
Okay. Excellent. Welcome back, Prim.
Hi, sorry.
No, you're good.
I do think Carmen did pander to the fans in going to the billiards association, and
Oh,
you
that's
know,
a good point. That is a really good point.
but I could also lean a little bit harder into that during the event, unless we're going to skip the event and go straight to the match.
it could happen at the match too.
You know, I think we should skip the event, personally.
It's like, what's coming up that we could even do?
Let's give Chris a moment to come back so he can weigh in.
Yeah.
I expect he's not going to have a strong opinion based on his previous track
I feel
record.
like the question for Team Heartthrob. Am I muted? No, I'm not. Good. The question for Team Heartthrob is about being like the center of attention, and like, is your focus on, acting right for that crowd of people, or is your focus on this person that you like? Are you going to do something important like confess your feelings, or sacrifice yourself to keep them safe during a match, or whatever, something like that. So her feelings have completely changed. So
Yeah.
I wonder if I should have offered a setback to Ash during the scene that they went to walk around at this like pool association, and like maybe somebody saw Ash going there, and that network like got back to their parents.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I
Or have we
hate-
already done that one?
I hate that I have to keep repeating this. We can't do setbacks involving characters that aren't
Oh.
connections. Like, functionally, if they're not a connection or a main character, they don't exist. Like,
Does this need to have It's a Secret need to have a parent as a I have played this before with this trait, and
the come clean to your parents, yeah.
the person who had this trait, neither of their parents was one of their connections. It was just it happened in the background, and like connections talked about it then, but it was not, you know, it was like this is a consequence of it having been a secret. So
maybe I'm being a little too rigid. Maybe it's a situational thing then, because like that one earlier that involved one of the parents like being in a vignette or being in a scene, that was a problem. But if we frame it a little bit more atmospherically like that, that could work. Where the parents are more of like a force of nature that are like a source of consequences. That is less of an issue. Anyway, Chris is back now. So, do you have a problem with us skipping the event phase, Chris? No. Okay, because I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense for us to do one. We really struggled to come up with an event phase last time.
I don't even remember what an event phase is.
The event was like when y'all crashed that party at the country club.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do another one of those. Like what kind of event?
I think we hit every dramatic beat we needed.
Yeah. So, I think, do we want to do our pre-match role player? I think we need to kind of wrap up for the night and just do all our pre-match role play next week.
Cool.
So let's close the broadcast now, and then we will do Stars and Wishes off screen. So bye, Haley.
Bye, Haley.
Until next time, next week, for the final session of Break.
The last break.
All right.
Broke.